Okay, so as you complete day one and you're ready to start on day two, just to review, right? I just went over it and looked at it myself. You have video 16 through video 25. So in this case, as before, I give you a link for how I want you to approach each or what you need to do to show your output for each day. Okay. So again, in your 100-day folder that you created last time, now create a new folder called day two, and in there create a new folder, new name, new file named readme. So let me just again walk you through that, just because the first time you do it, sometimes it can be a little tedious, but now we're going to go back to 100 days. We're going to add a file, create a new file, and now in here, day two, and now readme.md. Okay, so there we go. Is that right? Readme.md. Oh, yeah, good. Okay, I was like looking for that. This time it's larger, like it was smaller before, right? So you can say, did that create the original, the README file? And now you can go back in, edit it, right? Edit the README file. There you go. And start working through. Okay, so now this time, just to show you the output that I would expect to see, let me move over to that. So now this is the how-to, right, that I showed you before, but I'm going to go to my private repo. Should have went there first. Oh, that's wrong one. So now I'm going to go to mine, because I did, and this is true of everything in this course, is I never ask you to do something I haven't done myself. Here's my day two. So here's what you end up. Oh, actually, I've updated these files. Oh, hang on. Let me hold on. I'm going to push this. You'll learn about this term in a minute. Okay, so here's what you end up with. You end up with your README file, right? Again, with each day output. And sometimes what you're doing in my instruction file, I talk about this, right? You're going to post your score for that. So that will be your day, your README file that shows your work and shows you've created the files and what the files look like, how many files you're creating this time. Is exercise. You have 3 exercise files, your final project file, and the video file for 17, 18, and 21, which means sometimes you end up starting on 17, you modify it. As a matter of fact, you can see this in mine. Right, so I started on 17 and then I ended up doing some work also on video 18. I commented it out. You know, you can play with the structure as long as I see that you coded along in this file, this this Python file. Okay, so just like before, you submit your URL once you have it, right? I showed you how to do that last time. It'll be your commits, just to be clear again. I do want to show you one thing I ran into, but you'll submit your commits. You know, yours are going to look a little different than mine, because after every video, you should have a commit, a save. With something, and it's really helpful if you do like day actually this should be actually this is a good example of actually going into day two, and then when I'm in day two, looking at history from there, and then I get only the stuff for day two, which is really what I want. So like day two final project, you know, so it goes in reverse. Or more current is going to be at the top. So you can see day two, exercise 3, day 2, video 21. So those should be all the commits. Now that's not all of them, because I've kind of done them as I was, but you can see in here in my instruction file what you need to do in each one of those. So I hope this instruction file is helpful to you. It definitely should be, because it tells you what to, because you're going to be coding along on the REPL.it file or IC site, IT site, and then when you have working code, create the files in here. Now, one thing I realized I didn't show you, so why don't I just do that real quick with you, is actually creating the difference between, is actually, let's go ahead and commit this. We didn't do anything here, so let's actually commit one of those or create a py file, because I didn't realize that I didn't do that with you. So I got to stop talking and actually just do it. So I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to call it, let's see, one of the first files you're going to do is video17.py. Good. Yeah. And then you'll write the code along here. You'll do it in here. And then when you first create it, you can do it here. And so there's really no difference except that these have a different extension. Again, you should be making sure that code runs. Now you're going to see in the next Learn Together, the item that we're doing next, why this becomes important, because you're going to end up running this Python code on your local system. Okay, again, give me your commits and you should be ready to move to the next item. I hope this helped you understand. Sorry I had to jump around there. I ended up having to update that file kind of on the fly because I didn't have the right one on there. Happens. All right, talk to you soon. Here we go.